Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am super, super excited to be able to dive today really, really deep into the root chakra. And I'm so excited that this resonated with you and that you were kind of connecting and vibing to this. So I'm super excited. Anytime that I get to do what I love every day, I mean, winning, right? So, first, for those of you who don't know me and you're not familiar with who I am, this is me. My name is Sandy. I'm a #1 bestselling author, often referred to as the money angel. I was 22 years in banking and finance. I had $90 million under my portfolio and asset management. For those of you who saw my Instagram story today, I've been doing this actually since 1997, I think it was one of my first certificates. And in 2017, I was actually fired from the bank that I was at. It's actually right there. I just kind of came to terms with the fact that I could put it up. They let me go after 6 months of being there. And honestly, it was the best thing that could have ever happened to me because that is how karmic currency was born. And over the last few years, these are some of the places that I've been featured. I'm a featured teacher at Stars Network. I've been featured on Brickle Magazine, Marie Claire, Bloomberg News, Miami New Times, and the Yogi Times with one of my favorite articles called Tales of a Hostile Yogi, because I wasn't always fun and bubbly. I was actually a very angry brunette. All right. So what I want you to do first is go ahead and write down in your notebook, for those of you watching, or for those of you participating live, please type into the chat, finish the sentence, money is what? And as you become familiar with me, you know that I ask this all the time. Why? Because our relationship with money is constantly changing. If you all of a sudden got a windfall of money, then your relationship with money this week is going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. It's great. I love money. But if you're in this, energy of, man, I don't know, I don't know what's happening with my paycheck. I don't know if it's going to go back to work. My husband just lost his job and, things like that, then your money with energy might be stressful. It might be fearful, or it could be anywhere in between. All right. There is no right or wrong answer. It just tells me a little bit about what is going on and how it is that this is impacting your energy and where exactly it is that it's hiding in your energetic space. Okay. So scary. Money is energy. Money is abundant. All right. Anybody else? And for those of you who typed that money is scary, this is the absolute energetic space that you are completely blocked in. And I'm so excited because we're going to get right into it. All right. Always flowing in. Yes. Money is coming. It's always just coming, never staying. Okay. That's a good one. That's a really good one. All right. So again, no right or wrong answers. Now, the root chakra, okay, sits at the base of your spine. All right. That is on your pelvic floor. So if you squeeze like you have to go to the bathroom, or ladies, when you do your Kegels, this is where that energy sits. Okay. It is right. That's why it's called the root. It is the first one. Okay. The color is obviously red, as you can tell by your screen. Your root chakra, okay, is, and I'm going to go to the next screen and I'll talk a little bit more. But this affirmation, you can find it on my other Instagram page on chakras and money, which is a separate Instagram than my karmic currency Instagram. And you can find these affirmations there. So if you didn't screenshot it, or if you want to take a picture of it with your phone, you can, but you can find it there as well. And they're obviously more high quality. So the affirmation, the first things that you need to start getting comfortable with in this energy is safety. I am safe. I am abundant. I am secure. I will always have everything I need. I'm connected to Mother Earth. Now, some of you might be thinking, okay, well, how the hell am I supposed to feel safe? How am I supposed to feel secure? How am I supposed to feel abundant? Well, the first thing that you need to start doing is affirming these things, okay? What is kind of a typical misconception about affirmations is that people think that you can just repeat it over and over and over again and eventually you believe it. It's kind of like a lie, because that's essentially what you're doing. You're tricking your brain into believing something that instinctively in your core doesn't resonate with you. Okay, that doesn't feel comfortable for you. So this is the first step, is starting to get familiar with these words. Start getting familiar with which words start to trigger you? Which one of these words start to make you feel uncomfortable? Okay, which one of these are already going, what do you mean I'm connected to Mother Earth? Like, what does that mean? It means that you're grounded. Okay, it means that you're secure. Like, if you're connected to Mother Earth, you're not flying off into outer space, right? Gravity is keeping you down. Okay, it's keeping you here, connected, a hold into the earth. And if at any times you have any questions, feel free to type them into the chat box, because I love, 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 love taking questions. All right. So when we have root chakra issues, okay, it feels like money always runs out and it's never enough. All right. This is that feeling of paycheck to paycheck. All right. No matter how much money you make. Okay. Because sometimes people think, oh, I live paycheck to paycheck, and they think that it's because you don't make a lot of money. But you could make a lot of money. When I was working at the bank, I was making over $100,000 a year, and I was still living paycheck to paycheck. I was making almost, bringing home close to $4,000 every 2 weeks. And I didn't have enough money. It was never enough. I don't know where the hell my money was going. No clue. Every time my account was overdrawn, I was always getting in trouble at the bank because they monitor your accounts. Like, I don't know where it was. Never. So it doesn't matter how much money you make. It's the feeling that you have no control over your finances, that you have no control over your money, of where it's going. Okay. You don't know where it's, you don't know when it comes in, you don't know when it goes out. So, excuse me, one of the first things that you need to do with paycheck to paycheck, if that kind of resonates for you, is you need to look at your bank account. Okay. You need to go against that grain where it's like, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to see, and you're like, going through your phone. You have to look at it, and you need to know your numbers. Okay. When I ask people how much do they get paid, how much do they get paid? They typically give me like an average. They're usually like, I don't know, like $1,200. It's like around 1,500. And then I say, okay, well, how much is your car? Like 350. What's your cable bill? Like 120. You need to know exactly what comes in and exactly what comes out to the penny. I know it's super annoying, but this is the only way that you're totally going to have control over your paycheck, and how you're truly going to be able to understand exactly what it is that's happening with your money. Okay. And we're going to get into why the root chakra is the direct blocker of manifesting, which is, I know why you're all here. Okay. But this is the first step that you need to do. Okay. You need to get serious, because typically when we're afraid, it's because we're afraid of the unknown. You're afraid of what you don't understand. So if you don't understand where the money is coming or going from your accounts, then you're always going to have that fear. Okay. One of the other symptoms of the root chakra, okay, is, or feeling like it's never enough. You would rather stay with what you know than take a chance and move off into something new. Okay. How many times have you stayed in a relationship that you know that you should have left? Or you stayed in a job that you didn't like because you feared change. Okay, notice that's on there. Or you were like, you know what? Things are crazy out there. Like, the job economy is weird. At least they're flexible. At least my boss is not on my back about things, and, whatever. And you know that you could go get another job and make more money. But there's that something that's stopping you, that you're like, I don't know. And everybody's like, dude, quit this freaking job already. And you're like, I don't know. I can't. Okay. Just leave me alone. I know this resonates with you guys. Okay. So the other one, hoarding. All right. You keep so many things. Who saw my Instagram story this week? It was insane. All the stuff in my closet. All right. It's everything. I have so much stuff. And it's interesting because I'm not the hoarder, right? Or you may not be the type of hoarder that, like, you see on TV, like on that TLC show. That show gives me major anxiety. Okay. Yeah, good cleansing. It was amazing. But it's this thing where you just have extra stuff. You just have to have things. So that hoarding, right? Maybe when you buy something, because this is my other problem too. If I see something that's super cute, I'll buy like 2 or 3 of the same one in a different color. So if I see a shirt that I like, I'm like, oh, this is so cute. I buy it in black, in white, in gray, and pink. So I buy them in all the colors. So this is a hoarding. This is a thing. This is like, why? Why does my brain do this? Why do I need more than one? Because I love it and I want it. And I'm like, well, what about if when I come back, they don't have any more? Right? What about if they all sell out? What about if it's, goes on sale and then now they don't have them in my size? This is a weird fear. This is like a weird psychological fear that when you really start to dissect it and you really start to go and look deep into it, you really start to see that it's really a fear of things running out. Okay, where is this coming from within your body? Where is this like idea? Yes, you could absolutely hoard money. But hoarding money also comes in through not hoarding money, but it's also comes from fear. Okay, it comes from fear that it's going to run out. And for those of us that are first generation American, or our parents are from other countries, there's a legit fear that comes passed on to you through your DNA and through your parents' ancestral trauma that says that the government will take your money. Or if like they say, don't keep all your eggs in one basket, like keep your money here, keep your money over there, because perhaps they remember, let's say you are American, or your parents are, all from the United States, all your generations, but they remember the time of the Great Depression. They remember when the banks went under. Or maybe you don't even have to do that. Hello, just in 2008, just about 13 years ago, everybody lost everything. You may have lost your job, you may have lost your house. I know that when I went through my divorce, it was brutal. I lost everything. I lost my house, and it was right in 2009. So I got divorced. My house went into foreclosure. They repoed my car. Like it was a disaster. Oh, my accounts got garnished. Like it was the shit show of my life. But that type of a situation can also instill fear, because maybe you didn't grow up like that. Maybe you grew up with a lot of things. You had everything that you wanted, but somehow something happened and that shifted you, that forced you to go into that fear place, into that hoarding space. I noticed thinking of this workshop when I signed up, that makes me feel that things make me feel safe. So I like buying extra books or stationery or random things because it makes me feel safe. Yeah, because you have personal belongings, and I put it, I think it's on here, obsessed with material objects. Okay. So the other one, lack of boundaries. Okay, what does lack of boundaries have anything to do with it? Because you can't say no. All right, look at the toilet paper pandemic. What was that about? Nobody even knows. So you have lack of boundaries. You have a hard time saying no, and having a hard time saying no means saying no to spending. Okay, it means saying no to the things that you don't want, or to the things that you don't need. Okay, maybe you're disorganized. Things are like all over the place, because when you have a lot of stuff, things can be disorganized. Okay, my closet, again, this week has been really interesting for me to really see how much this energy was still affecting me. And just because I teach this class, ladies, does not mean that I am by all means perfect. Okay, I am not. But the idea is, and the belief is, that as long as we're working towards that, then we can shift it and we can always be better. As long as you're able to see the things that are going on in your life, you can fix it, you can change it. You don't have to stay that way. Okay. And again, things always show up at the time that you need them the most. So, obsessed with material objects. Okay. That's, buying 3 or 4 of the same thing. Or maybe you need to consistently have things, right? Like, oh, I need this new car, or I need to get this new purse, or I need to, buy those new shoes. So you have a lot of material objects because you believe that material objects are what give you your value and what give you your worth. Okay. But in fact, it is not. Value and worth go into the second chakra, which I won't be talking about today. But that's where that energy holds. But you somehow, because they're closely related, the second chakra is where our reproductive organs are. For women, this is where our uterus is. And for men, it's their sexual reproductive organs as well, their internal ones anyway. So this is what tells you value. This is what tells you, that if you have a lot of things, then you have power, okay? That you have authority, that you don't have to be afraid because you got all the goods. All right. Fearing change. Why? Why do you fear change? Why is it so hard for you to see yourself doing something else? Okay. Addicted to security. This is a big one. Okay. And this is that holding on to money. Okay. Holding on to money, staying where you live. Okay. For example, for me, I hate moving. I hate to move. I don't want to live anywhere else. For me, that being secure, for me, my home is my greatest sense of security. So look at, how did you grow up? When I was a little girl, my mom was always moving. It was like constantly, like every year, it felt like we were fucking moving, and it was driving me insane. So why? Now I made completely the opposite. I was like, if I could live in one place, that's it, I'm good. And truthfully, I've lived in the same neighborhood for 25 years. And I think I've moved since my divorce twice. And that's it. I don't like it. I need to feel safe. I need to feel secure, and I need to have that stability. Okay, which is what goes with that home, having a safe place, having your safe space. Now, fear that things will run out. Okay, we kind of touched on that a little bit. Why do you feel like things are going to run out? Who told you that things are going to run out? Where does that scarcity mindset come from? Okay, where is that energy? Where is that lack mentality? Is this coming from your parents? Where they're like, no, we can't afford that. No, we can't do that. We don't do that here, or that's too expensive, or you got to ration things. Why are you rationing? Why are we portioning it? I'm not living in communist Cuba. I'm Cuban, by the way. I can say that. Why do I feel that things are going to run out? There's plenty to go around. Okay. And again, that's that hoarding vibe. That's that hoarding energy. See how it's connected? And it's almost like a play on words, but they're so closely intertwined with each other. Okay. And maybe you have anxiety about the future. When you think about the future, like, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with the future. Why? What are you afraid of? What do you think is going to happen? Why can't you see the future? And the reason why you can't see the future is because you're stuck in your root chakra, and you're not leveraging, okay, your other higher energies. And when you have anxiety about the future, typically that means that your third eye is blocked, your crown chakra is blocked, and all your higher chakras are blocked. And so you can't manifest. So the root chakra is the direct blocker of manifesting. Okay, write it down. Write it down, because this is very, very eye-opening. Okay, as I mentioned, the first chakra is associated with feelings of enough, either too much or too little. In financial situations, someone who's grounded into their first chakra may experience a sense of greed, not because you don't want to help other people, but because you live in fear that you're going to run out. Okay, you think that, well, I have 4 of those same shirts in every color, but if my best friend comes over, she's like, oh, let me have one. I'm like, no, what about if I want it one day? What about if I want that? What about if I need it? And a lot of times that's what happens. So it's because, right? Not because you don't want to help other people, but because you're afraid that you're going to run out. Okay, that's where that anxiety comes from. That anxiety is like, well, what about if I want it? What about if I need that one day? Okay, thinking about, the clothes in my closet and my closet purge that I had this week. I haven't worked at the bank now for close to 5 years, and I haven't wanted to part with any of my business suits. None of them. And then finally, I really started connecting with that, and I was like, why? Why don't I want to just let that go? And there's there's some things that it's like, oh, it's sentimental, that means so much to me, like I don't want to get rid of it. Okay, but sometimes we use that as like an excuse. But then I started thinking back and I was like, no, you know why? It's security. It's the security of knowing that if something ever happens with my business for whatever reason or some crazy shit, who knows, I could always go back to the bank and I always have those suits there. So think about this, okay? Think about this similar situation where this could be showing up in your life. Where are you not giving where are you not giving yourself permission to fully move forward in the things that you want? Where are you using safety and security as an excuse to hold on to your old self, to your old bullshit, to your old habits, and not 100% full steam ahead, blow up into your new you? Think about it. What are you holding on to? Type it into the chat. Think about it. What do you have right now in your house that you're holding on to that is keeping you stuck? Maybe they're old pictures from a past relationship. Okay. Maybe they're mementos. Maybe they're, cards. Maybe old pictures. Maybe, an old set of dinner plates somebody gave you. Yeah, this is deep, boo. The root chakra is the beginning of paper clutter. Oof. I don't even want to get into paper clutter. That's a whole nother one. But yeah, paper's crazy. Paper's crazy. So I have a lot of paper too. As I mentioned, I just found all my old certificates from the bank. But at this point, I've condensed as much paper as possible. Okay. So typically now my only paper problem is the fucking mail. Okay. I hate checking the mail. I am like notorious for not checking the mail. It's a thing. Okay. So then when I check the mail, it's like a stack like this. Like it doesn't even fit in my mailbox. Like it's all this stuff coming out. But look at the paper. What paper are you hoarding and why? Like, why do you need that? The only papers that you need to hang on to are like important documents such as birth certificates, social security cards, documents for your house, okay? And your tax returns you need to keep for 7 years. I legit found my first set of tax returns from like 1996 or in that stack. Let's see. I'm holding on to security I felt at my job instead of following my dreams. I feel a little bit more internal. What do you mean? You feel a little bit more internal. I'm not sure what that means. But yeah, so what are you holding on to? Okay. So perhaps you lived a childhood of lack. Maybe somewhere, okay, in your childhood, you vowed that you would never lack anything ever again. So you worked now the entire adult life building and amassing things. Maybe even to the point where you're hoarding objects and money. So in order to open up that root chakra, you have to be willing to give. Okay. Scarcity is an attachment to money. Okay. Scarcity is an attachment to money, not a focus on self, or actually it is a focus on yourself. Okay. Now let me shake your brain a little bit more. Okay. Because I told you we were going in. All right. All right. So correct. So this is what it says. My mom was very frugal, so I do the opposite where I buy everything that I want. Now, the root chakra, because it is the first chakra that develops, okay? It is the first chakra that develops when we are in the womb of our mothers, okay? So this is why we inherit a lot of ancestral trauma through here. This is where we learn a lot of the behaviors that we get from our parents, okay? This is where we develop these types of ideas, whereas my mom didn't ever want to buy me anything. She was always like, we can't afford it. And I was like, you know what? I'm an adult. I'm a grown ass adult now. I can buy whatever I want. And if that means I'm going to blow my whole paycheck in a Louis Vuitton bag, damn it, I will. Okay. But then that puts you in scarcity because you're like rebelling against your childhood self and against all these core beliefs that don't resonate within your body. And you haven't quite figured out how to get out of this scarcity mindset, because really what you do is when you blow your whole paycheck on something silly and something frivolous, you just recreate that lack all over again. Okay, so you just recreate scarcity all over again, even though you think that you're not, you are. So you're just putting yourself in the same exact situation that you tried so hard to get out of since you were a kid. All right. Now, the first chakra typically develops, like I said, from the time that you're in your mother's womb. So from 0 years old, right? From conception, I suppose, to up about 2 to 3 years old. For those of you who are moms and have little children, or have had little children, or around little children that are around 2 or 3 years old, a child's primary thing is, I want. This is mine. Okay, mine. This is mine. This is mine. This is mine. And everything that they ask for and everything that they require is an immediate need. They do not understand the concept of, you don't need that, because they don't understand that. And some people, when they're too much stuck in this energy, you're stuck exactly here. This is mine. Whether you need it or not, it's mine. And I'm going to have it, and you can't do anything about it because I'm going to take it, or I'm going to buy it, or I'm going to do whatever it takes to get it to me. Because your root chakra, okay, is the primary, it's your basic sense of survival. Okay, think about when we were kids in school. It's wants versus needs. Okay, like, what do you need to survive? I need a house, I need shelter, food, clothes. Pretty much that's it. Right? Everything else is kind of like a want, right? So that's that primal basic energetic point. So when you're in that space, you don't ever grow past it. Now, I want to clear a very, very popular misconception. There is a misconception out there, for those of you who are familiar with it or have heard of it, or at some point it hits your ears, reject it. There's a common misconception that says that when you are stuck in your root chakra, or you have too much root chakra block or energy, that it's a low vibrational frequency. It has somehow been said that it's negative, or it's like a bad thing, right? Because there's all like this spiritual snobbery where we're like, oh, my third eye is super open, I'm super connected to my crown chakra, I don't have first chakra issues. Like, fuck out of here, right? That doesn't make any sense. So I just want to clear that in case anybody heard that, okay? Because that is not true, because you need all of your chakras have to be going constantly and spinning and be in balance and be in harmony. Because your root chakra, even though it could be blocked by fear, fear is good. Okay, fear is what stops you from jumping off a freaking building telling you that you could fly. Okay, so there's always a healthy fear. Okay, there's always healthy things about keeping yourself safe, for wanting security, right? So you don't live in a cardboard box with your kids. All right, so there is healthy balance. The problem can happen in any chakra is when there's excess, too much of that particular one energy, then that's where the problem comes in. It is not a low vibrational, it is not a bad thing that you are vibrating in this energy. Okay, so just want to say that. Now, scarcity is an attachment to money. Okay, of course, but Sandy, we're on here because we all want money. So of course we all want money. But if you are hoarding your money, okay, if you are hoarding your belongings, you are telling the universe that you don't trust it. Okay, see there on the bottom it says, can you trust the universe to provide for you? Now, I'm not telling you to go and give away all of your money, okay, and give away all of your belongings, but you need to start to test this energy. You need to start to move out of this dark place that you feel like you're not going to have enough. Scarcity is an attachment to money, okay? Why? Because when you tell yourself that you have and that this is all of yours, you block the flow of money, okay? Money is an energy, money is a current, and money is meant to circulate and go back and forth. Money is not meant to stay stagnant in one place. You must put your money into action. Okay. And again, I'm not telling you to, put all your money in Dogecoin or book Bitcoin or do anything crazy, but start to take little bits of money within your boundary of what makes you feel safe. Okay. Maybe start with $100. If $100 doesn't have you feeling shook, then move it up. 150. Oh, $150. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. All right. Then that's your limit. Then that's where okay, what can I do with $150? Donate it. Donate to a charity. Do these types of things. Or again, if you don't have the 150, then don't do that. Give $1, give $5. Okay. But remember that you can also give of all this stuff that you've been hoarding. Okay. Your clothes, your time, maybe your knowledge. Okay. Maybe you have a lot of knowledge in a particular area. And maybe you've been really mean to your coworkers at work. Maybe every time your coworkers come to ask you something, you roll your eyes and you're like, well, help them. Give of your knowledge. Okay. Because that is where the abundance comes in. All right. Now, a root chakra block, okay, is very common also for those of us going through extreme financial crisis. Right? Like right now, everybody right now is going through an extreme financial crisis. So it's very common for all of us to be in this root chakra, for almost everyone at this time. We're not sure about the future. Are we going back to work? Are we going to have to get a vaccine? Am I going to have to wear a mask? Is my kid going to have to wear a mask? Like, do I have to, am I going to get sick? Am I going to lose my job? Am I going to have to go back to work? Can I stay working at home? Like, there's a lot of uncertainty right now. This has a lot of fear in a lot of people. Okay, so maybe that financial crisis has you momentarily. Now, people who also have money still suffer from root chakra problems. Like I said, why? They evade taxes because they don't want to lose their money. Everybody does this, but nobody talks about it. Okay, maybe you put all your money, into like an LLC, so that or like it says here, or a shell company, because you don't want the government to find out your money. Or, for men do this a lot when they have to pay child support or they have to pay, bills. They hide their assets, they hide their money. And I've had to teach and show some women how to hide their money because sometimes they're the ones that have money. So, and I've had to show them and teach them how to do that. Or maybe you stress out about not having enough, rich people. I need another new car. I need another new, villa out in the Bahamas. Okay, why? Because it's that connection to material objects. Okay, it's that hoarding. It's never enough. So if your root chakra is blocked, okay, then your hunger for money and possessions are insatiable. And technically, you really do have enough. Okay, perhaps you're a shopaholic, whether you like cars or perfumes. If you own one too many and you can't stop yourself from buying one more, it's a clear sign that you're trying to plug your insecurities with superficial possessions. Okay. One of the things that I say often, okay, this is next week. One of the things that I say often is, our parents used to say it was keeping up with the Joneses. Now it's keeping up with the Kardashians. Why? Why are you spending money on things that you don't need? Why are you taking this extra time to tell yourself, oh, I can live, this particular lifestyle, when in fact you really can't? Who are you trying to impress and why? So very, very important, all right, that I want to clarify. When it is also a very common misconception that you can balance your chakras. You can put, like a stone on your root chakra, or you can do some Palo Santo on your chakras and it balances it. Or you can go to, I'm a Reiki master, or you can go to a Reiki master or a healer and, have a 60-minute session and all your chakras are balanced. No, it's not true. Lies. Okay, lies. Now, I will clarify and I will go further. It's not, in fact, that it's a lie or that it doesn't work, because it does, but it works temporarily. Okay, it's like taking a Tylenol. All right. So What do you need to do in order to balance your chakras? There's a combination of things that you need to do. It's not just one trick, it's not just one thing. You can't just go to a Reiki master and say, I want to do a chakra balancing session. They put these stones, and let me tell you, I've seen some crazy, crazy things. I had a screenshot of some lady that I follow on like this Facebook group, and she goes hard, man. She does these sessions and she puts big stones on people, and she's got this huge like pyramid looking triangle thing, and she puts it on top of the person's body, and she does all these magic and all these things, and it's beautiful. Okay, it's beautiful, and I'm sure that that person feels so amazing and feels so complete, and I'm sure that she is a beautiful healer with very, very, very talented gifts. But the reality is that you can't just cure the chakra like that. It's not true. Okay, like I said, it's like taking a Tylenol. You're gonna feel good for a little while, but it's not until you get in there that you can really shift it and really balance it and really change it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, if you think about this for a second, I just told you that the root chakra develops from the time that you're 0 to 3 years old. You're going to tell me that a 1 hour session with some stones and some incense are going to cure 30 years or 40 years or 50 years of bullshit and drama that you've been lugging around your entire life? No. Okay. You have to do the work. You have to go into that energy point. You have to peel back the layers. You really have to start getting into what it says here, uncovering your core childhood beliefs. Your first and your second chakra are the ones that are most closely, okay, if not 100% tied to your childhood. Your root chakra is more tied with your father's energy. The second chakra is more tied to your mother's energy. But again, both can be combined. So it is very, very common, if not every time, for these fears and these feelings of like security for them to come from childhood. Okay, so you have to really go deep into this place. What was your first relationship with money? What was your first belief about money? What do you believe about money? What's your belief about money? I do a whole other workshop. Is the top 7 money myths decoded. I don't know if any of you have done that workshop with me, but I go over the 7 and which one of those chakras those all go to. All right, with the root chakra, the belief for that is this: it always feels like my money runs out. It's never enough. So think about it. Maybe you were raised by a single mom, and your mom was always struggling and living paycheck to paycheck, and maybe she was always talking shit about your dad. And now you've repeated that pattern. Or, perhaps you lived in another country and you had to move here, and you came with nothing and you had to rebuild and you had to start all over. That happens. There's a lot of different reasons, and there's a lot of different beliefs that are hidden within you, and you have to find out what they are in order to clear them. Okay, once we find out what they are, then we can remove them, we can clear them, we can shift them, we can reprogram you, we can heal that energy. And most important is you bring that to the surface. You bring that to your conscious awareness. Understand, your subconscious is working all the time. So a lot of these beliefs, you don't understand where they came from because they're stored all the way back here in your subconscious. Your subconscious makes absolutely no fucking sense whatsoever. None. But then it goes from the subconscious and it plays out into the conscious, into your life. Think about a baby. They cry, they scream, they kick, they go nuts, and they do all of that until they get what they want. And at some point, the child forms a habit of doing that because they know, if I do this enough, my mom's going to do whatever it is that I want. And you, I'm not saying specifically you, but you, okay, could be having adult temper tantrums every single day without you even knowing it. If I do this enough, it's going to happen because you're primal. You have not evolved spiritually or healed that spiritual trauma or those things within you enough to clear them. Okay? Now, before I forget, how to unblock your root chakra. Okay? When we manifest, okay, manifesting requires a very, very high frequency vibration. Okay? Now, this is going to go very, very deep. When we are manifesting, we have to connect to our highest self. Our highest self, you transcended, you living and being your most optimal, most badass person, most the person that you can imagine, the person that you see in your dreams of who you are. Okay, this is the energy that you need to be in consistently. But in order for you to be into that high vibration, you have to believe that not only can you do it, but that the universe can bring it to you. You have to believe that this is your gift, okay? That this is your natural birthright, is abundance. You're not meant to stay broke. You're not meant to stay in this rat race, this paycheck to paycheck, this, oh my God, I'm hoarding toilet paper because, everybody's going crazy. You're not meant to live in that. Okay, you're meant to be in your most highest, most divine self. So how do you explain to a 3-year-old, okay, or a 2-year-old that's having a temper tantrum over a bag of candy, okay, that if they continue to eat that they're going to get sick, or that this is going to happen, or you can't even explain to them to say, listen, this is this little teeny tiny bag of candy. I have like a huge bag back at the house. All you have to do is stop screaming. Stop crying, stop bitching, stop, freaking out. So it's the same exact thing with your spirit, with your energy. Okay? You have to be able to start to connect to the fact that you are an abundant being, that you will always have every single thing that you want, that you will always be provided for, because you are a spiritual being in the flesh. Okay, your root chakra controls your humanness. The root chakra is what tells you, hi, my name is Sandy. My name is Sandy Fernandez. I'm Cuban American. I have blonde hair. I love caramel and vanilla ice cream. I'm not really crazy about chocolate. I don't like when people tell me that I need to justify myself. Like, these are facts about me as a human being. So ask yourself right now, who are you? Write that down. Who are you? What is your purpose? Okay. When you ask yourself, who am I? What is my purpose? See what's like the first thing that comes up for you when you say, who am I? Did you revert to that like I did, that says, oh, who am I? I'm Sandy. I'm Sandy. I live here on Miami Beach. That's who I am. I'm an author, I'm a writer, I'm a financial consultant. That is your human self. You need to start asking yourself, who am I? I'm empowered, I'm divine, I am love, I am grateful, I am giving, I am generous, I'm beautiful. Those are now qualities and an essence of your spirit. Okay? Does that resonate? Does that make sense what I'm saying to you? So until you can move out of that physicality, that physical, okay, that part of you that says, well, this is what I do. This is how much money I make. You're more than that. You're more than what your boss pays you. You're more than your job. You are an infinite being of light. You are here to have an experience, okay, to understand and to close your lessons, to find your purpose. But how are you supposed to find your purpose if you're stuck in this bullshit rat race? You can't even manifest. You can't even manifest because you're so connected with yourself and who you are and your personal identity, okay, of the belongings, of your possessions, of this is mine, and I have four of the same thing, and what does this stupid girl on Instagram say about me? And how come I don't look like this? And how come I don't look like that? Because when you disconnect, okay, and I don't want to say disconnect, but when you move up in that energy, you start to really no longer care about those types of things. And now you allow your energy to flow, okay? Because when you're in your root chakra, you're dense, okay? You're constricted, you're holding. Again, think about the energies, right? Where are they? Think about these energies. You're afraid, you need security, you're freaking out about the future, you're paycheck to paycheck. This is all about you. This is all about you. You and your little world and your little problems and the little things you have going on. You need to move up. The moment that you start telling yourself, you know what, I don't need 35 of the same things. Boom. Now you are no longer tied to your physical body. Now you are no longer tied or being owned or being held on to by your physical belongings. Nothing owns you. And you don't own it, because you know that you are one with all and all is one with you. Think about it. Titles, right? I struggle with the titles a lot, because I always feel that people want to put you in a fucking box. Okay? Everybody wants to give you a damn label. Oh, what are you? When I do this type of work, they're like, oh, you're a clairvoyant? And I'm like, no, I have all the clairs. And they're like, oh, so are you a psychic? And I'm like, sometimes. Oh, but so you're telepathic? Yeah, I'm telepathic too. So what are you? I don't know what I am. What do you want me to be? I'm everything and I'm nothing. Because I can do all things, yet I can do nothing. So start asking yourself, what titles are you identifying with? What limitations have you put on yourself because of a title? Okay? What does that look like for you? What are those words that resonate in your mind? Like, are you too skinny? Are you too fat? Is your hair not long enough? Are you, I mean, I don't know, whatever. What are those words? What are those, are you your job? Okay. When people ask you, oh, what do you do? Do you automatically just say, oh, I work here at this company and I'm a paralegal or I'm an x-ray tech? You're not your job. It's Saturday night. Like, okay, I didn't ask you, where do you work? I was like, what do you do? So start asking yourself that. Who am I? Who am I really? And what is my purpose? And when you start to connect with that, you start to realize that all of these little things that you're afraid of, all of these little things that are stressing you out on a daily basis, don't matter. It don't matter, because you recognize immediately that life is temporary. Life is too short. Life is too short. You don't take any of this shit with you. I've lost 2 people I love to COVID in the last 2 months. And both beautiful, beautiful people, family members, full of life. And you know what? All their stuff is sitting at home. And we're just like, what do we do with all this shit? Amassing things and holding on to things. I'm trying not even to go to my uncle's house right now, because I'll probably take some stuff, because you already know. Like sentimental things. So I would probably take some stuff and be like, oh, I'm gonna take this, and then wonder why did I even take that? But again, I'm not telling you that you shouldn't have things or keepsakes, right? Because I love stuff, and I'm not gonna try to bullshit you and tell you that you shouldn't. But you understand what I'm trying to say, so transcend beyond that. Why are you struggling so much to be paycheck to paycheck? Where's your money going and why? What are you spending it on? Because again, you're probably recreating the lack in your life that you grew up with, or a pattern that you grew up with. Have you seen that show, The Lottery Ruined My Life? Okay, why do you think the lottery ruins people's lives? I mean, have you seen that meme? I should post that sometime this week. It says, God, I'm not saying that $1 million would what is it? I'm not saying that $1 million would make me a bad person, but I think that you should just let me find out. Like, just give it to me and we'll figure this out as we go. But the reason that the lotto for most people ruins their life is because they recreate the scarcity, they recreate the lack. There's this panic that goes off inside of them that goes, oh my God, I have all this money. Oh my God, what do I do? Spend it all. And they start buying and buying and buying and buying, and they buy mansions and cars and fucking tigers and all kinds of weird shit, sculptures and the most ridiculous things. And you're like, why would you do that? And your logical brain goes, that's ridiculous. Why would that guy buy a tiger? Like, that thing could eat him alive. He has it in a cage. $100,000 on a tiger. I mean, like, this is true things, right? So your logical brain says, why do you do that? But when you're in that situation and you've never had a certain amount of money, you don't know how to act. Your body, okay, your energetic space, your root chakra, essentially, your second chakra just says, spend it, because it gives you anxiety. You've never had that amount of money. There's a fear that kicks in. It's like the opposite of the scarcity. It's the opposite of having security, because all you're familiar with is the broke mentality. It's that paycheck to paycheck. Look, yesterday I had this girl, and I was talking to her, and she's from Philly, and she's been living here in Miami now for like 5 years. And she says that, in the area here where I live, she was like, when I got here, it was like so weird because everybody is just really nice. And, she was saying that the neighborhood where I live and the area where I live is very bougie, is very fancy, everybody has money. And she wasn't comfortable with that. And she says that she told her friend, she's like, take me to the hood in Miami. And her cousin was like, what? For what? And she's like, just take me over there. She took her, I don't know, somewhere to some hood, I don't know, somewhere in Miami. And they went to like a little shopping center, like a little mall area kind of there. And she says she got out and she was like, yeah, okay, here, I'm comfortable. All right, this is my people. And she's telling me this story. And my brain is like spinning. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, that's because you're not comfortable with money. You're not comfortable with yourself. You don't feel that you're worth that you don't feel that you can have that. And you have a negative association to people with money. So if you're living in that energy of paycheck to paycheck, start asking yourself, what is your belief about people who have money? Maybe you think that money is evil. Maybe you feel like, oh, if I have money, it's going to make me a bad person. No, listen, I don't know. God, send me the $1 million. Let's see. I don't think it will, but I'm willing to try. So start asking yourself that. What is your pushback from money? Why are you rejecting money from being with you? Because that's the other thing when we're talking about lack and scarcity. Okay. All right. So any questions on this? I'll go over these really quick. So unblocking your root chakra, set your intention. What do you want to clear? Okay. What comes up for you? Okay. What is that one thing that resonates the most with you? What is that one thing that you want to shift the most? Then you can follow, some online guided visualizations, guided meditations. Gina's helping me put together some. So I will be putting up some of my own chakra specific meditations, which will be specifically to clear the beliefs in this energy. So hopefully we'll get that done. Hopefully in the next 30 days, those will be up. So I will have my own, but in the meantime, there are a lot of great ones out there on YouTube that you can find. Use crystals. Okay, crystals are very, very beautiful, and they're great to help you. Okay, you can for the root chakra, you can use red tourmaline, which the picture is there anyway. I'm like holding it onto the screen, but you can do it through there. You can light a red candle. Again, remember, these things are not magic tricks. Okay, spirituality is not a magic trick, and we've kind of lost some sight of what it really means to be connected with spirit and what it really means to be connected to our highest self. And we tend to kind of think that, if we just do these little parlor tricks, that it's going to help. But they're tools. Okay, they're all tools to help you gain clarity. None of them is a cure. Okay, they're tools to help you. So using essential oils, I love essential oils, whether you use doTERRA or you use Young Living or you buy the ones that you get at Ross or Marshall's, whatever. Okay, the grounding oils are typically oils like clove, oregano. Be careful with the oregano though, because if you put it in the diffuser, not a good idea. I did that one time and my whole house smelled like pizza. So definitely be careful. But earthy scents, right? Cinnamon is great also because it's red. Clove is great. What else? Cardamom, different scents like that you can use. Let's see, even the Christmassy scents too, like Fraser fir, those are yummy too, because they remind you of like being outdoors and being outside. Spend time in nature, go outside. Okay, and I'm not talking about like just go like outside and go to the mall. Okay, I'm talking about like go outside, go sit in a park, sit at the beach, ground, take your shoes off, walk barefoot in the grass, connect to the earth, really feel yourself getting in there and really feeling that energy of the earth, and dump all your energy into it, and then allow the healing energy to come up. I'm going to take you to that meditation. Then tell yourself the positive affirmations. Okay, read them out loud, write them on your mirror. I write my affirmations on my mirror all the time. All the time. I do it in a Sharpie. It comes off super easy with water and Windex. So for the rest of the week, write it on your mirror. Maybe your bathroom mirror where you brush your teeth or you brush your hair, or maybe you have that cute mirror where you take that good selfie. Put it right there. So you read it. So you read it every day and you're constantly affirming to yourself, I am safe, I am secure, I am grounded. I have everything that I want. I'm connected with Mother Earth. Okay. And give away excess belongings. Start giving things away. If you've been struggling to lose weight, okay, and you just can't figure out why, start giving shit away. Start giving things away. Look at what extra stuff you're holding on to, because a lot of times weight is energetic. And when we hold on to too many things, it makes us heavy. It makes your energy dense. So trust me, try it. Okay, you're gonna wake up in the morning after you've purged and gotten rid of all this stuff. You're gonna wake up in the morning, you're like, damn, did I like lose weight last night when I was sleeping? I mean, you're not gonna drop magically 15 pounds overnight, but trust me, you will notice that all of a sudden maybe your tummy's a little bit flatter, maybe you feel a little thinner, like something happened. And you're like, oh, that's interesting. And excuse me, and uncover your core childhood beliefs. Super, super important. Okay, super important. How are you feeling about, money? What did your parents teach you about money? Okay, last thing, which is, here we go, which is, of course, I can't not let you girls leave without telling you about how you can learn more, okay, about this. Number one, mark your calendar, because next week I will do another free webinar. Next week, we're going to talk about the solar plexus chakra. The solar plexus sits right in your stomach. Okay, that's the color yellow. And the solar plexus has everything to do with the hustle. So if you have a hustle mentality, this is where it comes from. Okay, so I'm going to teach you where that belief about I got to work hard for money comes from, how to stop hustling, okay, to get the things that you want, and how to allow money to flow easily. Okay, so that's next week. But in the meantime, I am going to be rolling out for my 8-week program. Okay, this is 8 weeks. Every single week, we spend an entire week in this chakra energy. So week 1, we do all money mindset. What did you learn as a kid? What did what did your parents tell you? Where did this belief come from? Okay, and we work out of this workbook. That's week 1. You also get my ebook, 7 Chakras for Beginners, which has all the download sheets with all the affirmations. You also get the chakras 8 through 12, which nobody talks about. Okay, and you also get a copy of my book, and you get a set of chakra stones. But you got to sign up, because if not, I got to mail all this stuff to you, and then it's a pain in the ass. Okay, because people sign up at the last minute and then they don't get it. So we go through every single week the root chakra. We do one entire week. We go over the diets. We go over your affirmations. We go over all of this exact energy that we went through, but we go through it in depth, and we dive into your money. Okay, so we use the sheets. We go over what are your financial goals? What are the top 3 financial goals? We look at your goal setting worksheets, which is right here. And this is just a few because I just couldn't put everything on the screen. Your goal setting worksheets. We go through your budget. How much money do you make? Exactly to the penny. What are the bills going out? What's coming in? Where's your money going? Okay, why don't you have enough money? How are you saving? How are you spending? We go over how to take charge of your credit. So all of this is in here. So the only thing that you need is $500 to hold your spot. Okay, the total course of the class is $3,300. It's an 8-week program. You can do payment plans. So whatever it is that you want to customize, I can customize it for you, because the class is only limited to 15 people. I cap it at 15 because it's too much. Every single week, we meet on Tuesdays. We do a one call every week on Tuesdays. It's typically 2 hours. Sometimes we run over a little bit more. I go again in depth like we did today. The difference is that during that call, I take you through this exact guided meditation, and I clear the beliefs that you have. I remove them completely using theta healing, and then I download and I reprogram all your beliefs. Macarena, you were on that thing when we did that. So was Gina. I don't know if you want to share a little bit about what that experience was for you.
It was actually very, very helpful. I was able to pinpoint all my spending. It gave me like a bigger idea of where I lacked, and it actually made me look at things I didn't want to look at. Because, sometimes it's better, like you said, it's better not knowing where the things are, so we don't take, accountability for our things. But that's the only way that we're able to, grasp a better control of our money, like where it's going. Are we spending it properly? Where can we cut the budget to have more money so then we can spend it, properly or invest it. All the works, I still look over all the worksheets. I'm still like using the budgeting per week, and I'm like labeling like how much money is coming in, where is it going, so I have a better idea, and like the money's not just going everywhere and I'm just like overly spending. So it was really helpful, as well as the chakras like book that you gave us to look over. It's amazing. So I've been looking over all these things. I've been like meditating, little by little, it's coming into like a daily thing that I do. So it's super, super resourceful.
Beautiful. Thank you, Mama. I appreciate you sharing that. So
yeah, ditto with Macarena. Like, just to say 2 little things. Like, obviously ours was like a weekend and it was an intensive and it was very intense, but we got so much out of it in like those 2 days that, just like Mac, like getting out of that weekend, like it was eye-opening. It was like heart-opening because like Mac, like I've been meditating either every day, every night. I've been seeing a change in my energy. I've been seeing a change in like how I'm letting things affect me and like where my money's going and making sure that everything is is just like getting aligned. That's just my little 2 cents. But yeah, it's definitely highly recommended.
Beautiful. Thank you, Mama. As I mentioned, I'm doing again next week, Wednesday. I am not a pushy salesperson. If you guys feel compelled that you want to join, you are welcome to. If you feel like maybe you want to do the next week class, by all means, take advantage. It is free. I do this for a reason. But the idea is that you do want to be able to explore everything else a little bit further and considerably deeper. As I mentioned, I've been doing this, I've been in banking and finance for 22 years. So when you work with me, it's not just the energy, it is the finances and the analytics that you get along with it. A lot of the other like coaches that are out there, business coaches and things like that, they just, tomorrow I have a post going off. So be ready. Because I feel like a lot of these coaches right now, they're just caught up in like whatever's trending and they're just trying to like entertain you on Instagram. And I'm like, listen, I'm not gonna do a fucking TikTok. Okay, I'm not gonna do it. All right, I'm not gonna do a stupid thing like pointing at the things, you know, just please kill me right now. I'm not here to entertain you. I am here to teach you, to show you, to like empower you. Like, let's get this work done and, you know, clear out the baggage, clear out the limiting beliefs so that you can have a beautiful life. You know, I feel like, and I wrote that on my post, I feel like a lot of these social media influencers, is almost like when they feed the baby that they come with the spoon and they're like, here comes the airplane. Like, why do I gotta do this whole like circus show to get you to like look at my stuff, you know? But anyways, that's a post for tomorrow. Like I said, when you work with me, you get the real deal. There's no, you know, pulling any punches. Like I said, we begin September 6th. Okay, so $500 holds your spot, and then your first payment really isn't due for almost 2 weeks now, because I think today's the 12th. I can do customized payment plans. You get the 7 chakras for beginner book. You get the ebook. You get the guided meditations, because we do that each and every week. You get this chakra diet, integrations and explanations. There's diets that you need to do in order to stimulate the chakras. If you want to get more familiar with your root chakra, eat red food tomorrow. Okay, eat red food. We do the financial goal setting workshops. We align your wallet to your beliefs. Where are you spending your money? Is the money that you're spending aligned with the things that are important to you? Okay, because right now it's more important than ever to vote with our dollars and to make a difference in this world with our money. Money talks. Okay, use it to speak for you. Credit repair worksheets. You know, maybe you want to improve your credit. Maybe something's happening. We get obviously the action steps. You get clairvoyant and energetic clearing. That is what I do when we're with that time together during that 1 hour session. And then obviously I give you an intuitive reading of your personal blocks. So that is it for the course. The link is there in case you decide that you want to join. If you're like ready to rock and roll, it's there. If not, stay tuned for the workshop next week. And this is my book. Obviously, it is available on Amazon. I am a #1 best-selling author. It's no lie. It is true. This was my book signing, which is so much fun. And it is available on Amazon. But if you join the course, I send it to you so you get it. And I will sign it for you and dedicate it to you too.